Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, Shows World.
Welcome to Shows World Gamers, Josh here, and welcome back to the channel where we're jumping back into Emio the Smiling Man, Famicom Detective Edition, or Detective Club, I should say. And we're jumping into Chapter 8. But before we do that, do me a quick favor. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. If you're enjoying the video, hit that like button. And let's get in here and see if we can find out a little bit more. All right. All right, let's jump in here and see what's next. And here we go. We are back at the school, but this time we're at the school. It was dark the other night, so I couldn't see how big the school actually is. Is that? Hello, you must be from Utsugi Detective Agency. I am. Nice to meet you. My name's Shows World. Hi, I'm Mr. Fukuyama. But I believe we met once before, didn't we? Why is he standing so close to me? Oh, you mean at the police station? Sorry, I was there, but I didn't get a chance to introduce myself. No worries. I mean, I didn't either. Alright, let's think. I'm kind of nervous. Maybe because he's standing unbelievably close to me? Alright, let's talk to him. Thank you for taking the time to see me. I know you must have a busy schedule as a teacher. No, it's my job to help the kids in any way that I can, and that means helping you. Why don't we go inside and talk? It'll be better than standing around here. Oh, we gotta go to travel. Please, come this way. Alright, we're going into the school. I'm sorry you had to see that embarrassing scene the other day. It's okay, teachers have a lot on their plates. Well, it's true, but I normally thrive when I'm busy. Oh, what do you mean? Well, I mean, it can be tough to work with kids at this age. They're immature, unstable. But when I think of the future I'm helping them build, it brings me great joy. Teaching is definitely my calling. My students have helped me realize that. Seems like you'd be a cool teacher. Well, thank you again for taking the time today. Yes, my pleasure. Alright, let's think. Mr. Fukuyama sure is a passionate guy. Oops. Alright, so let's talk about the surroundings. It's a reception area at Minami Daisan Junior High School. Look at Fukuyama. Mr. Fukuyama speaks like a teacher on a TV show. It's kind of nice, actually. Alright. So, how has Megumi been? Well, she still hasn't been back to school. I went to visit her the other day, but I didn't think she was ready, and just as I was turning around to leave, I ran into Tachibana. Did she tell you about this, by the way? She mentioned that she ran into you, yeah. Did she say anything else? Just that you were a dedicated teacher who's really focused on his students. I see. Good old Tachibana. She's too nice. I called Megumi's house today and spoke to her parents. They say that she's slowly improving. I hope I haven't burdened you with worry. No, not at all. He seems genuinely concerned about his students. I bet he's a really good teacher. So, why is Ayumi always giggling about him? All in all, I consider myself really lucky. I mean, how many people find their one true calling? Funny, isn't it? Oh, yeah, I think it's great. Yep. Just what I'd expect a detective to say. Huh? Megumi is slowly but surely getting better. I really feel I was born to be a teacher. Perhaps it's foolish, but it's what I believe. Oh, nothing, sorry. Nothing there. Megumi slowly but sure. Okay, I think we need the thing. When can I speak with Kohen? Is he still in class? Yes, but fourth period is about to end, and Kohei should be here shortly after that. Kohei Takaguchi. What will you know? It seems like Kohei was one of Aisuke's close friends. Still, I did hear a rumor that the two of them had a falling out over Megumi. I wonder what kind of student he is. Let's ask about Kohei. I hear that Kohei was a close friend of Aisuke. Is he also a good student? Yes, Kohei's a very reserved and serious student. He's also close friends with Megumi. When I think about how Kohei offered to help Aisuke with his grades, I just can't. Please, world, you've got to solve this case. For Aisuke. Of course I'm doing my best. Now, world. While we're waiting for Kohei, I need to ask you something. Yes, what is it? I'm told that you'll be meeting with Tachibana at some point today. Does she need to check in with you somehow? Or are you her boss? Is she reliable? No. I mean, Tachibana is very talented, and I'm not her boss. We're just co-workers. Oh, I see. That's good to hear. A relief. Huh? I can't help but wonder. How is Ayumi doing as a detective? And are you guys making sure she's compensated fairly? I mean, she seems like she's doing a great job, but I'm just curious. Please don't tell her I asked. She'll scold me for meddling again. He sure does keep a close eye on Ayumi. Tachibana is one of my favorite school memories. I worry too much sometimes. It's a relief to hear that you can count on her. By the way, how old are you, world? I'm 19 years old, same as Tachibana. I thought you were a bit younger than that. When I saw you at the police station, I figured Tachibana was older than you. So I was surprised to hear you actually started at your agency before Tachibana. Oh, well, I mean, is he suggesting that I'm childish? I mean, it's all too obvious he's older than me, but come on. Let's think. The way he says Tachibana all the time is starting to get on my nerves. Alright, so, as a teacher, as her former senpai, what was Tachibana like? Good question. I'm proud to have known her. You should have seen her with a naginata in her hands. She's shining. Huh? I see. And needless to say, she was beautiful, like a classic work of art. If I could, I'd revisit those days, but I know it's impossible. Huh. It's interesting to hear these details about Ayumi when she was young. I genuinely feel pity for anyone who didn't grow up alongside young Tachibana. Of course, that's stupid, I know. I'm actually 4 years older than Tachibana, so technically I wasn't in the club with her. So I was in high school, but I went back to the middle school just to see Tachibana. What? I'm kidding, but my school didn't have a Naginata club, and I wanted to stay in touch with the sport. Oh, I see. He really caught me off guard with that. Hope I didn't yelp too loud. That feeling of stepping into a sacred dojo, your muscles tense, and your focus tightens. I'll never forget it. Do you do any martial arts, by the way? Yes, a little karate. I knew it. So you know the feeling, how it resonates with those of us dedicated to martial arts. I wouldn't say I'm very dedicated, but karate, he said. I'd love to spar with you sometime. No way that's happening. Let's think. Mr. Fukuyama is one of a kind, that's for sure. Tachibana was glowing in those days. I want you to take a moment and imagine Tachibana back then, wielding a naginata. Alright. It's kind of weird, but whatever. When I went back to check with the club after I graduated, I was shocked. Oh? There were suddenly so many boys enrolled, even though Naginata Club is usually mostly girls. You know why, don't you? because Tachibana joined the club? Oh, I should have known a skilled detective like you would have no problem with that. Impressive. It's not because I'm a detective, it's because I know Tachibana. Yep, when Tachibana joined the club, suddenly a whole bunch of boys signed up. Mr. Fukuyama is kind of an odd duck. Yeah, I guess. He does seem like he's a dedicated teacher. That's true. It's funny, when I used to watch Tachibana practicing her stances, it was like the whole world darkened and all I could see was her. Is that normal? And yet, inevitably, some buffoon would walk past and break my line of vision. What in the world is he going on about? Would you say your relationship with Tachibana is strictly as a co-worker world? Well, yeah, I mean, we are co-workers, and I see. What a waste. Surely you're not immune to her radiant charms. What's with this guy? So, is Kohei on his way, or... Huh? I think fourth period just ended, so let's give him a moment. Do we really have to keep talking to this dude? Hey, so I was talking to Ayumi. She said that you two first ran into each other again in front of the school. Yes, that's right. I hadn't seen Tachibana since her time in our middle school Naginata club. I didn't know her in high school. Unfortunately, I can only imagine how she must have blossomed. If those high school days are gone forever, frankly, it breaks my heart. I see. Well, I knew Ayumi was when she was in high school, and I even have a picture of her from then. I obtained it purely for investigative purposes. She pretended to protest a bit, like, "No, give it back. I look so silly. It's embarrassing." Well, at least I have my memories of Tachibana from middle school. Time moves on. We must accept that. He seems quite proud of himself. I'm sure it won't be the same as actually growing up with Tachibana, but feel free to ask me any questions about her from back then. Oh, have I got some stories? Ask me anything, world. Alright, let's think. Mr. Fukuyama may know a lot about Ayumi from way back before I met her, but I know a lot about her from her high school days that he'll never know. I won't lose. I feel like I've got the best of him. This is going to backfire, but we're going to do it anyway. Actually, Mr. Fukuyama, I met Tachibana when she was a freshman in high school. There was a police case. I'll spare you the details, but it's what led her to this line of work. I see. She made quite an impression in her sailor suit. Sailor suit? Remember when you said you pitied anyone who didn't know Tachibana growing up? Yeah, I know. Anyway, your words. Yes? Do you happen to have any photos of Tachibana from that time? Yes, I have one, but... I had it for investigative purposes. It's not like I carry it around with me. Besides, I see her every day. This feels weirdly like a victory. Thank God. Oh. Oh, you're here. Come on in. Hey. That was weird. This must be Kohei, right? He's wearing gym clothes, so it would make sense that his fourth period was PE. He came straight here without changing. I guess he didn't want to keep me waiting. That's nice of him. Allow me to introduce Kohei Takiguchi. This is World. You can just call me Kohei. Nice to meet you. I'm World from the Utsugi Detective Agency. I was hoping to ask you some questions about Aisuke. Thanks for taking the time during your lunch break. Sure. I know it's difficult, but anything that you can share could help us solve the case for Aisuke. That said, I might ask some tough questions. Are you okay with that? Yeah, that's okay. Let's hear what Kohei has to say. Let's ask him about Asuke. You and Asuke were good friends, weren't you? Yeah, we go way back. We've been friends since elementary school, even though we're like opposites. I guess some people couldn't figure out why we'd be friends. I mean, sometimes I wondered about it myself, but we always got along so well. You see. Anyway, I think you probably knew Asuke better than anyone. I really appreciate that you're helping us out like this. Thank you, Kohei. Yeah, sure. You are a good friend of Asuke for doing this, Kohei. Alright, let's... We know where we're at. I meant to select where. We'll see what it says when we look at Kohei. He looks a little stiff, but maybe he's just anxious. This weirdo is still over here. It's a fine sofa, but I always sit on the edge of my seat at times like this, so it would be wasted on me. Alright. Look at Kohei one more time. Saying the same thing. Let's go back to the asking and listening. Alright, let's ask about Asuke. Do you know if Asuke had any other problems? Maybe someone holding a grudge against him? There's no way. I mean, he was way too nice for that. He got along with everyone. I see. That's exactly what all of his teachers said. Seriously, no one disliked him. I'm telling you, everyone liked Asuke. Alright. Ran into a dead end there. We're going to observations. Is there anything else about Asuke's behavior that caught your attention recently? Let's see. I mean, his grades were down. And that school that he wanted to get into is really tough. But he seemed totally unconcerned. Like, he didn't mind at all. More about his grades, huh? Let's think. Let's hear what Kohei has to say. Alright, that's what I figured. Ask about Asuke again. I'm telling you, everyone... Okay. So we'll go to observations. But knowing Asuke, I can't imagine he didn't really care about his grades, you know? Unlike me, he was already thinking about his future while he was in middle school. He must have been in shock, right? I can't help but think that Asuke had to have been bothered by his grades slipping. Alright, he's saying the same thing, so let's go up to Asuke. I guess one thing about Asuke is that he always played it cool. He never showed vulnerability. Even with his grades, he acted like it was no big deal. So if he had been in some kind of trouble, he would have made sure that no one else knew about it. I mean, he'd whine to me about random things every so often, but other than that, it was business as usual. I guess I'm not sure how he felt deep down, even though he was my best friend. Maybe I didn't know Asuke at all that well after all. Alright, let's think. I guess that's as much info as I'll get about Asuke. Oh, but I should definitely ask about Megumi. They were all friends and classmates. Alright, oops. About Megumi. Can I ask about Megumi Morimoto? Yeah, I guess. We've been friends for a long time too, since grade school, and she's in the same class as me now. Sounds like all three of you were pretty close. Yeah, but I'd say Asuke and Megumi were especially close. Although they did fight kind of a lot, probably because they both just said whatever. You know, like brother and sister almost, but they'd always make up and be back to normal. Megumi hasn't been to school in a while, even the day when we heard about Asuke. Megumi, okay, saying the same thing. So, you know how I said Asuke got along with everyone? Well, Megumi was kind of special. I think he had a crush on Megumi, but I don't know how she felt about him. I think Asuke liked Megumi. What do do you think of Megumi?
どう思ってる？
What do I think?
質問の仕方
Maybe
がわか
I
る
should have pressed that, phrased
そ
that
うです
differently.
ね。
I mean, she's
実は
cheerful and bright.
他には
Anything else?
他
Anything else?
めぐみ オ
I
カルト
guess
話
she
が好き
likes
なんですけど
creepy books, you know,
僕
like
そういうのちょっと
occult
苦
stuff.
手で
I'm not really
す
into
ごい
it.
楽しそうに
I kind of
怖い
wish she'd
話をし
stop
てく
trying
る
to
のだけ
scare
は
me with
や
creepy
めて
stories all the time.
聞いて
That
た
seems
噂
a
が
bit
したり
different
した
from the gossip I've heard.
好きなものとかが
We're just
全
into
然違
different
う
things, you know?
好きなものとかエースケは
Okay, we're not getting anything new from any of those. Alright, let's
も
think.
しかして
Maybe if we were
ちょっ
just
と
to
仲良
chat
く
a bit,
話してくれ
he'll loosen up and start spilling some of that
そ
gossip.
ういうレベルの噂だ
Though
し
gossip of that kind, I don't know.
ちょっと
Maybe I should ask more probing questions. Back up on the questions. No, I'm gonna guess that the rumors are just that rumors. Let's not do this.
エースケは
I think Aisuke liked. Alright, just saying the same thing there.
そういえば
You know, now that I think about it, Aisuke did say that he thought Megumi had been a little cold lately. He wondered if she liked someone.
あの
Sir, are you okay? Yes, yes, I'm fine. Calm, calm. Please keep going. Fukuyama.
その時の
Such a weirdo.
マジで似
Anyway,
てる感じで
It
した
seemed like he was actually serious thinking
エース
back.
ケらしくなか
It
った
was
です
out of character for him. Weirdo needs to quit coughing. So, was that everything you wanted to say, Kohei?
そうか
Yes. I see, very well. I suppose you could head back to the classroom now. I probably should have pressed him on that other stuff, but oh well.
滝口くんから
Unfortunately, he didn't really give me any new information, but it was brave of him to come forward and talk to me on behalf of his friend. I should be taking off myself. He seems a little unsettled now.
滝口
Kohei, I'm proud of you for having the courage to talk to the detective about all this.
だから
Now then, you best head off and eat lunch, because otherwise, I'm going to eat it myself. Sorry I couldn't resist. Great job, Kohei.
行きなさい
Go on then, get dressed properly.
探偵さん
Back to
あ
you,
なたに
world.
ご相談したい
There's
こと
one
が
other
あ
thing
る
I wanted to discuss, if you have time. Okay,
エースケ
great, we have to talk to him more. Hey, did Asuke,
エースケって
did he really get killed? Um,
自殺とかじゃ
like,
な
it
いんです
wasn't a
か
suicide or anything. Huh?
滝口くんの考えを
Let's hear what Kohei thinks. Alright.
どうしてそう
Why would you think that?
エースケは
Listen,
自分が
the
かわい
last
そう
thing
なやつ
Aisuke
だとか
wanted
思
was
われ
for
るの
anyone
が
to pity
同
him.
級生とか
Not
友達
just
とかだけ
classmates
じゃ
and
なくて
friends,
家
but
族にも
also his
だ
family.
から自分
So,
の成績
if
が落ち
people
て
had
きて
found
るこ
out
と
that
と
his
かが
grades had
い
been
ろんな
slipping or
エースケ
something, I don't
我
think
慢できな
Aisuke
いん
could
じゃ
bear it.
さっきエー
You
スケ
know
の
how
成
we
績が
talked
落
about
ちてきて
Aisuke's grades
志望
slipping
校
and
がやばか
how
っ
he
たっ
might
て
not
言い
get
ま
into
した
that
僕
school?
エースケが
Well,
今
Aisuke
は
actually
まだ
told
志
me
望校
himself
に
that
受
his
かるのが
teacher said he
難し
wouldn't
いっ
get
て
in if things didn't
その
change.
時エース
And
こ
he
んなこ
said,
とお
I'm
前に
only
しか
telling
言
you
えない
about
よ
this. Don't say
ああ
anything to
最
anyone
悪
else.
とか
He
言う
was really
高
down,
校ま
man.
でお
He
前
was
やめ
like,
ぐみ
at
と
least
一緒な
maybe
のかよ
I'll
ま
still
あ
be at the
それも
same
悪
school
くな
as
い
you
か
and
なって
Megumi. And he kind of
何が
laughed.
本音なのかわ
So
か
I
りま
don't
せ
know
ん
what he was really feeling,
で
but
も
to
エー
me,
スケは
he seemed depressed.
ひどく落ち込んでる時
When
に
he was at a
め
real
ぐみと
low,
大喧
I
嘩と
was
かしたら
worried that he'd gotten
も
into
し
a
か
big
したら
fight with Megumi.
めぐみはずっと休
And
んで
now
るし
she's been out for
何か
so
知ってるか
long.
もって
I
電話
called
し
her
た
to
け
see
ど
what was up,
め
but she didn't answer.
事件のことは
I
新
don't know
聞とか
anything
見て
about
も
the
よ
case,
くわ
but
かんないし
I thought maybe this
探
detective
偵さ
could
んだったら
finally tell me
エー
about
スケ
it.
が
Anyway,
人
I
に
hope
知
I
られ
didn't
た
say
くない
anything
こ
that
と
Aisuke wouldn't
多
have
くない
wanted you to know.
でも
But I
ありがとう滝口
thank you,
君
Kohei. What
そう
you've
か
told
さ
us is really valuable.
佐々木君の心情
Maybe Aisuke's feelings were stronger than
どう
anyone
してから
knew.
こそ
Is that why Kohei asked about suicide as a close friend?
自
Maybe
殺
he
を
noticed something others didn't.
いや
But
滝口
still.
君
So there's still a
佐々
lot
木
we
君の
don't
こと
know
は
about Aisuke's
だけど
case.
この事件は
But I know one
僕
thing
た
for
ちが
sure.
必ず解
We
決
will solve the case.
約
I
束す
just
る
ask for your
わか
patience.
りました
I understand.
よろしく
Thank you.
じゃあ
Kohei, you can go back to your classroom now. It's really admirable of you to help us out. So, thank you. Bye. All right. I suppose it's time for me to go as well. Very well. We'll see you out. I thought he wanted to talk to me about something else. Oh well, I'd rather not talk to him, weirdo, anyway. Thank you for your time today, Mr. Weirdo Fukuyama. Of course, I hope I have been of some help. Yes, indeed. I'm impressed with Kohei. He's a great student. Sigh. Sorry, yeah, I'm proud of him. It's just that he's not the only one. All of my students are great. I'm sure they are. Oh, before I go, was there something else you wanted to discuss? Oh no, it's not a big deal. Forget about it. Are you sure? Okay then. I'll contact Toshibana if I think of anything else. Okay, sounds good. Likewise, if you think of anything else, please let me know and say hi to Tachibana for me. Ah, yes, I will pass that along. It makes sense that Kohei suspected suicide. He had no idea what the crime scene was like. Given the circumstances, there's almost no way it could have been suicide. But let's say Asuke was murdered and the killer knew about his recent troubles. Wouldn't it have made sense to make it seem like a suicide? What is the significance of that smiling paper bag? I wonder what it was that Mr. Fukuyama wanted to talk about at the end there. And then suddenly wanting to drop it. That makes me extra curious. Plus, overall, I feel like his mood changed right as I was leaving. I don't have anything else to... Oh, it's lunchtime. Must be a group of students talking nearby. What are they talking about? Let's think. I think I'm done here at the school. I should head to the relaxed Yukariko Village retirement home now. I have to ask Yoshi if I can borrow a photo of Makoto. Alright. Well, let's go see the grandma. Relax Yukariko Village. Got some awesome music playing. I'm not going to make the same mistakes as last time. I booked an appointment to see Yoshi. Alright, here we go. Hello. Welcome. I've been waiting for you since I heard you were coming to visit. Ah, well, first I wanted to thank you for speaking with me the other day. Now, I'm back. You can come visit me anytime. Come now, let's talk over there. Okay. What can I do for you today? Actually, I was wondering if I could borrow something from you. Oh, what would that be? A picture of Makoto. You want to borrow a picture of Makoto? Why? Well, I mentioned the other day that his disappearance may be connected to a case I'm investigating now. Oh, yes, that's right. I should have thought about it before when I was here, but as I continued investigating, I realized that I should try to get some more information about him. But all I had to go on was his name. With a photo, I could do a lot more. Maybe I'll be able to pick up a new clue to help find him. Let's think real quick. I hope she'll let me borrow a picture of Makoto. But you... Yes. You're already working on a case. Are you sure you can't take this on as well? Last time I was here, you said you thought I might be able to reunite Makoto and Junko. And well, I'd really like to do that. Thank you so much on their behalf. I just have to say thank you again for keeping the search for Makoto alive. I'm sure Junko would be pleased. Now, as for a picture... Yeah, I know it's short notice, so if you don't have a picture ready, it's okay. I'm really sorry about the short notice. No, it's okay, but... A photo. Do I have one? Let's ask about Junko. I have to tell you something. The nurse told Junko about your visit here the other day. Oh, so the caregiver spilled the beans. I guess that's reasonable. I'd do the same thing if I were a caregiver. She was surprised and she asked me if you had asked anything weird about our family. But after I told her about how much fun I had chatting with you, she seemed to relax a bit. She smiled and said she was glad that I had a nice conversation with you. I don't think I've seen Detective Kuse smile. It's not easy to imagine. I wonder if something happened. I guess that's just a detective in her, looking out for me and making sure I'm okay. Anyway, I hope you don't mind. No, it's fine. I hear that Detective Kuse is very thorough and a fine investigator. Oh, is that so? That's nice to hear. I'm relieved to hear Junko is doing well at her job. Move up to Makoto. A photo. Alright, let's think. Not getting anything there. Oh, no. I didn't mean to pick that. I meant to pick look. First, we'll talk about the exam. Just like last time, there is a number of elderly men and women sitting around chatting. She looks almost sad. This is Yoshi, Junko and Makoto's grandmother. There are beautiful purple flowers in the vase today as well. That's about Makoto. Alright. Let's ask about observations. Come to think of it, back when Junko was in high school, she came rushing home one day saying she'd seen Makoto. I think this is the same story Kamihara told me. Now, I don't know if it was really him, but Junko was insistent that it was Makoto. Junko was absolutely convinced that she'd seen Makoto. Let's ask about Junko. Junko became a detective because of what happened with Makoto, right? How did you know that? I'm surprised that she'd share that with someone outside the family. She's placing a lot of trust in you, Detective. Oh, sorry, I didn't hear it from Junko directly. A co-worker of hers told me that. Oh, well, that's a different story. I can't imagine her telling anyone. That's why I was so surprised. I wonder who the blabbermouth is. I'll ask Junko about it next time. Uh-oh. I have a feeling Kamihara will take some heat for that. It's easy to see a resemblance when you're hoping to see a particular person so desperately. Alright, saying the same thing there. Let's go back to Junko. Oh, speaking of Junko, she's been busy cleaning up because our old house will be demolished soon. I can't tell you how many trips she's made to salvage our old stuff and prepare the place. When she stopped by here the other day, she brought all kinds of stuff. It just occurred to me that you've come to an exceptionally good time, Detective. What do you mean? She's got a picture, I bet. What makes it a good time? Well, excuse me, nurse. How can I help you, Yoshi? Can you do me a favor and bring me the photo album from my room? The one Junko brought the other day. Oh, yes, of course. The one she brought in. I'll get it for you right away. I have a nice picture of Makoto from when he was young, of course. Yeah, that's great. A photo of him from back then will be perfectly fine. I'm glad to hear it. We'll just have to wait a moment for the nurse to bring it here. Yes, of course. Somehow, we left this album back at the old house, but Junko brought it here to me. It was left behind? Yes, well, please understand that after Makoto disappeared, I guess we sort of gave up on family photos and forgot about the album. Is that so? After we spoke the other day, a lot of my memories of Makoto came flooding back. And then Junko showed up with this photo album. I guess I was a little bit afraid to even open it. To be honest, I didn't even want to look at it. But then, well, my eggplant-carrying detective friend came back to borrow a picture of Makoto. I really did show up at the perfect time. I suppose it's easy to avoid hard things for a while, but someday you'll have to face up to them. I tried to tell myself that at first, but then I got cold feet. I was just so sad about what happened to Makoto. Do you ever look back through your old family photo albums? No, I don't remember doing that. I'm not sure if I even have photo albums. Oh my. Do I have photos? I might have one tucked away somewhere. I'll be sure to look for it soon. Good for you. Could I have left it at the office? Yoshi, I found the album you wanted. It's this one, right? Yes, that's it. Thank you. If you need anything else, just call. I'll be over there. Right. Oh, look at young Junko and Makoto. I remember this like it was yesterday. And you know, these photos are from just around the time Makoto. I saw Yoshi smile at some point, smiling at some of the photos. I'm glad she has good memories mixed in with the bad ones. Alright. Hey, Yoshi? Oh, yes, I remember this. I don't think she's listening to me. Let's give her time. She looks so happy while she's browsing the photo album. I would love to see her and Makoto and Junko reunited. I hope I can play a part in making that happen. Is something wrong? Oh no, this picture of Makoto showing off his bandages just brought me back a memory. He was the kind of boy who always laughed things off, even if he was hurt, or being teased, or he was just so honest and a little too good to be true, but I'll tell you a story. One day, Junko was crying because a naughty boy in the village had been mean to her. When Makoto found out, he chased down the boy and shouted, "Don't make Junko cry!" The boy apologized and ran off. Makoto turned to run back home, but immediately tripped and fell face first into some rice paddies. Oh, he was covered in mud and all scratched up. We took a picture of him with all of the bandages on. Here, take a look. Thanks, let's see. Alright, so we've seen some pictures of him. No. I wonder, I can't use my phone to take any pictures of, no. Let's look at the album. Go ahead, take a look at the album. I guess we gotta look one picture at a time. Is this photo from a field day or something? It looks like some kind of relay race. Yes, Makoto was fast, but he wasn't good at passing people. I see. I guess that's somewhat revealing of his personality. This one looks like it was taken on his first day of middle school. Is that right? Yes, it was. Doesn't he look cute in his school uniform? Yes, he does. Right, piggyback picture. Whoa, a piggyback ride. That's little Junko. Isn't she adorable? That cute little face. And they're eating watermelon. Look at this one of them eating watermelon. Oh yes, look at Makoto there. Whoa, he's all scratched and bruised. Right, that's what I was telling you about. He's in tough shape, but he's smiling and he looks happy. The picture of Makoto giving Junko a piggyback ride is my favorite. But the one below, that where he's all scratched up, that one's good too. He looks like a great brother that you could count on. Right. He must have been a really sweet kid. These are definitely both good pictures. Right? I noticed Junko is wearing the same hair clip in both of them.
純子さんのお気に入りなんですか？
Did she like this one? Alright, I guess we're gonna ask about the hair clip. Junko got that hair clip from her mother.
Oh.
It was the last gift she ever received from her mother. Junko treasured it and wore it all the time.
そうだったんですか。
I see. I imagine she still treasures it. Well, I'm sad to say that she lost it. Oh?
お母さんから。
Her last gift from her mother. On Junko's 9th birthday, the day Makoto disappeared, that was also when she lost her precious hair clip. Oh. Yeah, she came home crying that night, and she didn't have the hair clip. We never did find it. So poor Junko lost both her beloved brother and a precious memento from her mother at once.
純子さん。
I feel terrible for Junko. So much tragedy in her life. Yes, but she's always had a positive outlook. She never wanted to cause trouble for anyone, even when she was suffering deeply. My husband and I tried our best to carry on normally for her sake. Yeah, it seems like they provided a supportive family. She's always worn it. She always wore it. It was Junko's treasure. Junko. Alright, saying the same thing. Nothing there.
リラックスゆかりこ村の。
Okay, yeah, I need that. Okay, let's back out of that. Junko was always putting on a brave face for us. She still does it to this day, I think. Alright, nothing there. Let's think.
小さな行き違いから。
So, a tragic
最愛の兄と。
misunderstanding caused Junko to quarrel with her beloved brother. And the same day, she lost her precious hair clip, given to her by her deceased mother. Yet, she bravely soldiered on, for her brother's sake and for the sake of her family. I'm more determined than ever to find Makoto for Yoshi and for Junko. I still don't know how to say her name right, but... Alright, let's ask about Junko again. Oh, nothing there. Ask about the hair clip. Same thing there. I'll ask about observations. Have you decided which picture of Makoto to borrow?
まだでした
Oh,
ね。
not yet,
どの
sorry.
写真をお借りしよう。
Which one should I take? I think these are the best to pick from. I think we should take probably this one. Oh, this one. Yes, I'd say this is the photo where Makoto looked the most like himself. You should take this one with you. Alright, let's take the
あり
picture.
がとうございます。
Thank you very
じゃあ、
much.
少
I'll
し
just
の
borrow
間。
it for a little while. Of course, thank you for keeping the search for Makoto going. Take care, Eggplant Detective.
はい。
Eggplant
頑張りま
Detective.
す。
I'll do my best.
優しそうな人だ。
He seems like such a kind person.
優しそうな人だ。
I'm sure I'll see him again.
もちろんです。
Of course. I love that picture of Makoto so much. He has such a big silly grin.
はい。
Yes, it's a wonderful picture. And look at that cherry blossom in full bloom. Oh, yes. When Junko brought this album here for me, I asked her if she'd rather keep it with her. After all, it's mostly filled with memories of her and Makoto. But she just said she'd come visit here if she ever wanted to look at it.
久世刑事は。
Does Junko come to visit often? Oh yeah, she loves to stop by when she has time, but she is busy at work. I hope she gets enough rest. She was actually here this morning, you know.
嫌味。
A near miss. She says it's easy to visit because it's only a short motorcycle ride for her.
バイクで。
She comes by motorcycle? Alright, so we got multiple motorcycle riders now. Oh, Junko rides a big fancy motorcycle. I was shocked the first time I saw it. I couldn't believe she rides it. Did she ride her motorcycle here today? Yes, every time she comes to visit, it's by motorcycle. Of course, I'm always worried about her riding it. Junko rides a big motorcycle. She says it's just a short motorcycle. Okay, we already got that. Let's go to observations. You just found the right picture. I'm so glad. Right. Let's go to Makoto. Sigh. I can just imagine what Makoto would look like as a grown-up. Alright, so let's go down to think. So, Detective Kuze rides a motorcycle. Is that surprising? Maybe. Maybe not. Anyway, now that I have the picture of Makoto, I should probably leave. Alright. Thank you again for all of your help. It's really valuable, and thanks for lending the picture of Makoto. You're welcome, and thank you for helping me try to find my Makoto. I'm sure Junko will be happy to hear about your efforts. I'd tell her to say thank you, but no, don't do it. You don't have to tell Junko. I know. It's okay. I'll keep quiet. Thank you. Now, if you'll excuse me, come back anytime. Alright, so we're going back to the office. So Kuze rides a motorcycle. Not that that's uncommon nowadays. Oh, I've got to remember to put away the picture of Makoto. I don't know if there's anything to look at here. Alright. The peaceful sound of nature is music to my ears. There's no one to call. Alright, let's think. The picture is precious to Yoshi and important to my case. I mustn't bend it. It might be a good idea to tuck it into my notebook right away. Let's see, I should have an open page around here somewhere. Let's put it with a sketch of Minoru Suzaki. Alright, there we go. I'm glad I put the photo, but I'm not sure how much a picture from Makoto's childhood will inform the case. Perhaps it's a good time to check with. Yumi. Actually, I probably need to call what's his name, but we'll say Yumi. Perhaps it's a good time to check with the Yumi. No, that's not it. I've got it. I should see Inspector Kamada and ask him if he can provide a sketch of Makoto for comparison. Let's get to the police station right away. I'd also like to see how Kamada's doing. Alright. Back to the police station. Welcome back. So how's your side of the investigation going? Well, it's really just getting started. He seems like he's back to his usual self today. You didn't look so hot the last time I saw you. Oh, you noticed? I suppose that's just being a good detective. It was incredibly obvious. Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure I slipped a disc. Slipped a disc? You were having back issues? That's right. Ow. Alright, let's think. So he injured his back. To tell you the truth, I dropped my wallet in the car the other day on my lunch break, and it fell right into the gap by the seat, you know? I had to get it out of the car to try to wedge my arm down there. I couldn't lose that 3,500 yen. And I slipped, and a slip disc ensued. So that's why you weren't around during all the fuss about Megumi. That's right, I was in no shape for that. It makes sense. But now that I'm rested up, I'm feeling much better. Ooh, I'm glad to hear it. I know back pain can be tricky. Back pain tricky? For the Iron Inspector Kamada? Not a chance. Iron Inspector, but you threw out your back reaching for your wallet in a drive-thru. I asked around, but no one at the station would give me a straight answer about what happened to you. Good. I asked them to keep quiet about it. I can't let the iron inspector's reputation take a hit. Of course, I didn't bother asking Kusei to keep quiet. That would have been pointless. Yeah, I can't see her paying. Yeah, I can't see her playing along with this iron inspector scenario. Well, I appreciate the concern, and I'm sorry to have worried you. Just be careful with that wallet. Not to worry, I've already replaced it with one that's chained to my belt. It costs 34.80 yen. So, what can I do for you today? I'm afraid I don't have any new info on the case. There's no need to worry about me anymore. I guess I'm just worrying what slip disc feels like. Oh, it's terrible. Boom, it hits you, and you suddenly can't move. No joke. I've heard that some people get that sudden jolt when they sneeze or merely brush their teeth. What, really? Oh, yes, you're young, so you're probably okay, but take care of your back. Yes, I will. I was wondering if I could have a police sketch commissioned. Is that something you can do? A sketch, eh? Of what? It's, not directly related to this case? Oh, taking on even more work, are you? Well, I don't mind helping. Mr. Utsugi has always treated me well, so I'm happy to oblige. Very well. Who's the subject of the sketch? Oh, is that? This picture is almost 18 years old. What I need is a sketch of what he might look like now. Very well, I'll take care of it. Come this way. Thank you, Inspector Kamada. Alright, this artist can help you out. She also drew the sketch of Minoru Suzuki. Nice to meet you. I'm Shoteworld from the Utsugi Detective Agency. Hello. Great, you two can take it from here. Yes, sir. I've got to go now, World. Good luck. Yes, thank you. Well, who is the subject of the sketch, Boy Detective? Boy Detective. I wonder if Detective Kamihara goes around the precinct calling me Boy Detective to everyone. Probably does. About Kamihara. Hey, so when you called me Boy Detective... Did you hear Detective Kamihara calling me that or something? Yes, that's right. Wow, you really are the Boy Detective, aren't you? Sharp as a tack. Is she patronizing me? It wouldn't exactly take an ace Boy Detective to figure that out. Boy Detective and Dice, you two must get along famously, right? Do we though? I should have known that that Boy Detective nickname would stick. Let's get back to work. Can't I call you Boy Detective? Who is the subject of the sketch, Boy Detective? Let's ask the sketch artist to do the job. Alright, let's just show her. Could you make a sketch of what this boy would look like after 18 years? Oh. Yes, just a moment. Is she gonna do it that fast? Whoa, that was fast. Here you go. That'll do, right? What? How? That's Detective Kusei's brother, right? The boy in the picture? Yes, it is, but... So she already had one that she probably drew for Kusei. Let's talk. Detective Kusei also asked me to draw a sketch of what her brother would look like now. So I'm just giving you a copy of it. That works for you, right? Yes, thank you. Is it surprising? No, not at all. Let's think. So Detective Kusei had the same idea that I did. That makes sense. But I bet she wouldn't be thrilled to know that I'm doing this. She might call me in again. Don't worry, I won't tell Detective Kusei about this. Oh. We're Detective Kusei, and I really thinking the exact same thing. I hope you find Makoto. Yes. about the sketch artist. So, do you know the story about Makoto? Well, yes, Detective Kuze and I have been working together for a while, and she's explained a few more details when she asked me to draw the sketch for her. That must have made it easier to draw the sketch, huh? That's right. I can't imagine how awful it must have felt for Detective Kuze to lose her brother. Alright, see the same thing there. Let's go to observations. I know Detective Kuze pretty well, and I've developed a little theory about something. You don't want her to know that you're helping track down Makoto, do you? Very sharp, this one. Detective Kuze is too serious. When she asked me to sketch Makoto, she was so apologetic. I think she was worried that it wasn't technically related to a case. But she's a detective, you know. She could have just said, it's a secret, do it. But she wouldn't have done that. The fact that she asked, I think it shows that she was desperate for help. Yes, Detective Kuze seems like she's always plays it by the book. True. More than that, I think she likes to keep her private matters private. I think she can appreciate help, but she doesn't want others to get caught up in her mess, you know? Yeah. I'm not sure I'd go so far as to say she's shy. Alright. I can't imagine how awful it must... Okay, she's already said that. Let's go to observation. I'm pretty sharp, right? Yep. I feel like I've gotten to know what Detective Kuze is really like. Hey, boy detective. Hello, boy detective. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just thinking, you seem a bit tired. You okay? Because it's great to be a hard worker, but everyone needs rest. You should go get some. You know, you're right. I am feeling strangely exhausted. It's definitely time for me to leave. Alright. Let's head back to the detective agency. Thank you so much for helping me with this. It's much appreciated. Of course. Now you just need to find Makoto. We're counting on you, boy detective. Yes, ma'am. Now, if you'll excuse me. Now that I have this sketch, I don't need to use the picture of Makoto. After all, I don't want to mess it up. It's precious to Yoshi and Detective Kuze. Anyway, it's getting dark. I should get back to the office. Oh, am I getting a phone call? Hello, World here. Hello, this is Kamihara. Can you come to Kufuku Station right now, boy detective? Sure. Great, I'm headed to a certain place and I want you to come with me. Okay, got it, wait. Like a store or a restaurant or... You'll find out when you get here, boy detective. What? Okay, I'll be right there. I'll be waiting. What is this all about? I bet it's not anything pertaining to the case, but we'll get some info out of him. All right, that's the end of this chapter. It looks like we're moving on to chapter 9. All right, and looks like we're going to be at Kufuku Station Shopping Center, where we're going to meet up with Kamihara. But this is going to end this video, and I want to thank you guys for joining us on this story. I'm really enjoying it. Looks like we're getting a little more info, We're getting closer to the end. We are well over halfway through the game, so it should start heating up here soon. But do me a favor, if you're new, hit that subscribe button. And if you're liking the video, hit that like button. Shoach World, out.